Ashura. Ashura, an ancient Semitic religion mother goddess who appears in a number of ancient sources. She appears in Akkadian writings by the name of Astrum and in Hittite Estrudu or Esurtu. Ashura is generally considered identical with the great goddess Arutu. Who is Ashura in the Bible? God had a wife, Ashura, whom the book King suggests the worship alongside with Yahweh in his temple in Israel. According to an Oxford scholar in 1967, Raphael Pitai was the first historian to mention that ancient Israelites worship both Yahweh and Ashura. What does the name Ashura mean? The name Ashura is a girl's name meaning she who treads on the sea. Ashura is probably one of the most ancient of mother goddess symbols, recorded at the pantheons of several civilizations from the 10th century BCE. Significant roles. Okay. Ashura is identified as queen consort of Sumerian god Anu and the Ugaritic El, the oldest deities of other respective pantheons as well as Yahweh. Hold up. Pause for a second, family. El deity. El Ugaritic, Phoenician, Hebrew, Syriac, Arabic, cognitive Akkadian, Romanized as Northwest Semitic word meaning God or deity, or referring to a proper name to any one of multiple major ancient Near Eastern deities. A rare form, Elah, represents the predicate form of the Old Akkadian. Watch this, family. A rare form, Elah, represents the predicate form in Old Akkadian and Amorite. See that? The word is derived from Proto-Semitic, archaic, biliteral, meaning God. God El. This is them. Then we got our God El. God El is one of the principal gods of the underworld. He is associated with rain and lightning and is a patron of merchants. Most representations of the god appeared during the classic period, always an aged man. He can be recognized by his large square eye, and he has jaguar markings on his body. God El. Our God El. Back to Ashura now, y'all. Alright, this role gave her a similarly high rank to the Ugaritic pantheon, despite her association with Yahweh in extra biblical sources. Deuteronomy 12 has Yahweh commanding the destruction of her shrines, peep this, y'all, so as to maintain purity of his worship. Okay, so they getting rid of the queen, or the goddess, the feminine energy. The name Dion, which like Elat means goddess, is clearly associated with Ashura in the Phoenician history of the Saint Trinitarian because of the same common epithet Elat, or the goddess par excellence, was used to describe her in Ugaritic. The book of Jeremiah, written circa 628 BC, possibly refers to Ashura when it uses the Queen of Heaven in Jeremiah 7:16 through 18 and Jeremiah 44:17 through 19:25. Alright, Israel and Judea. You see this image of epithelial shred found in Kulinet. Ajur, below the inscription Yahweh and his Ashura. Y'all see that? Okay, let's get into this, family. Between the 10th century BC and the beginning of the exile in 586 BC, polytheism was normal throughout Israel. It was only after the exile that worship of Yahweh alone became established, and possibly only as late as the time of the Maccabees, 2nd century BC. Now, that's crazy, y'all. Peep this, that monotheism became universal among the Jews. Some biblical scholars believe that Ashura at one time was worshipped as a consort of Yahweh, the national god of Israel. There are references to the worship of numerous gods throughout Kings. Solomon builds temples to many gods, and Josiah is reported as cutting down the statues of Ashura in the temple of Solomon built for Yahweh. Hosea's grandfather Manasseh had erected one such statue, 2 Kings 21:7.